welcome back to my channel. I am very stressed, so what I'm going to do is just take care of my plants that make me happy and make me forget about stuff. So I'm going to teach you on this video how to take cuttings from your plants, the mother plant, and make more plants out of your plant. And also I'm going to show you how to propagate cuttings in water. We are going to start by mixing the soil for my Maranta. I noticed that not only had roots, but it has a new growth. So it's so ready to be potted in soil, and the mixture is also going to be different than the Pathos because Maranta like to be more on the moist side and the Pathos like to dry out between waterings. So that's what we're gonna go ahead and do. I'm gonna use some pumice, just regular soil, some perlite, and a little bit of cactus. Now, I don't measure, I wing it, and I just get this feeling like, okay, this is enough, you know? It's almost like putting seasoning when you're cooking. This is pumice, and this is regular soil, which this soil that I use, it's called Fox Farm, and it already has nutrients for the plant, which is worm castings, and I'll just show you the back here in a minute. Perlite for the roots, for it to be airy. I want it to be airy, be able to breathe and just do their routine. And when I water, the water will go through easy and not just sit in water. This is cactus mix, and this is orchid bark. I just wanted to throw it just a little bit just to make sure it has that moisture in, and we're gonna go ahead and start mixing. I did put a lot in here because I forgot that I'm going to repot this one. This baby is ready to be repotted. I just love this calicia, whatever. It's such a beautiful plant. It has some purple undertone under the leaf, and it's just a beautiful plant. It has new growth coming in since my care, so it's pretty good. And they're really hard to find. This is called Fusion White. And when I saw it, I was like, I gotta get it. So I want to show here how it's not really root bound, but you can tell it needs some space to expand their roots. It's kind of hard not to get messy. I don't really like the gloves because, like, I like to smell the dirt. I like to feel the dirt, and it's satisfying to take the dirt out of my nails too. So yes, I am weird. Okay, so this is how the soil should look like. Very, very airy, very lightweight. That's how I know it's a really good mixture, and my plants are loving it. I mean, they're all thriving. So I think it's good. So I'm going to start with the easy one right here. Now, this pot does not have a drainage hole, but it's going to be okay because, like I said, this calicia and the Marantas, they're kind of the same care. They like the soil moist, and you cannot really let it dry out. And whenever you give them water, it has to be distilled water or water that you let sit overnight for 24 hours, because then they start getting yellow spots, and that's just not good. So as you can see here, the roots look really good. It was starting to go in circles to get root bound. And a lot of people get until like the roots are coming like out. But I don't like to do that because I feel like I damage the roots. A lot of people don't care. I do, so we're gonna just go ahead and lose the soil gently. You don't have to really do much. Make sure you be really careful so you won't damage the system of the roots. So, oh, I just love this plant so much. Like, I don't know, it's just like you have to turn it to see the purple fading coming right back. I don't know, that's why maybe it's white fusion, because it just appears. Now the dirt is just a little bit moist. Like I said, I don't like to really let it dry out when it comes to califias and marantas because I don't know, I'm scared for them to just like die on me. So I just make sure to do it when it's manageable and not just dripping, you know, like it's just so saturated and wet. So as you can see here, it has a new growth and it's just, yeah, it's just ready to be repotted. So what I'm going to do, since this pot does not have a drainage hole, I'm gonna go ahead and put some little pebbles, or like you can put rocks, you can put charcoal, for you not to, you know, damage the plant, or if you do overwater, you know, the water's gonna sit there. So it's better for the water to sit on the rocks than the actual plant. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that before we move in, before I get to it. At the very bottom, I put a little bit of charcoal, and I went ahead and add some pebbles. I think that's what they're called, but it's about like ½ an inch, which is great. We're gonna put about 2 to 3 inches of soil before we put the beautiful white fusion. So let's do that. Okay, just a little bit more. I want the plant to be able to just expand. I don't want to repot this really soon, so I'm gonna just let it be. It can be like this for more than a year with good care, of course. I'm gonna go ahead and fill this up. What I like to do is put it inside so I won't make a lot of mess, because it's dirt. You're gonna get dirty regardless. Now gently, you're gonna just press a little bit for it not to be air pockets. And that's how you do it. We're gonna water everything after we're done with what we're doing. But yeah, such a beautiful plant. I recommend it. It's just beautiful. Now for the red maranta, I'm going to use this old nursery pot and making sure that it has drainage holes. The smaller the better. I mean, this is great. Whenever you buy plants, make sure you recycle these ones and keep using them. I'm gonna go ahead and take the maranta. This is a little experiment with this peperomia. I have not seen no changes, but we'll see. So as you can see here, it has the new growth. And this plant is actually different from other ones. Like the roots come from this little tiny nodes that if you do pay attention and focus, you'll be able to see them. But look at this, such a healthy plant. Love it. So we're gonna go ahead and add about 2 to 3 inches of soil and just fill it where it's good enough. Marantas are well known for the prayer plant because at daytime they go down and at nighttime they close their leaves like they're praying. So it's so cute. This is good enough. Now since this is a maranta, I always bottom water them for it to get just the water it needs. And yeah, it's good to go. So these two are good to go. Now we're gonna go ahead and move on with the Pathos. Okay, so not too long ago, I went ahead and cut this Pathos where the nodes are, and this is a week after. You can see the roots starting to come out, which is so cute. And then this is 2 to 3 weeks, and you can see some of them took off really fast and some of them are still taking their time. This Pathos is actually of a month and a week, So you can tell that they are really grown. This can be a whole plant because it just has so many roots. So it's just fantastic. Now, I'm not going to pot this too yet, but I just wanted to show you the process of how long it takes and how you can just be able to enjoy them while, you know, they grow. And once they're like about 1.5 inches or maybe like 2 inches, you can already pot them up. So let's pot this baby up. Now for the Pathos, I'm gonna go ahead and use this one. I had another Pathos in here. I didn't even want to wash them, but when I do wash the pots, especially the terracotta ones, I let it soak in with just Dawn soap and vinegar, and they almost come out new. But I kind of like how it looks, so that's why I just left it alone. This is still good soil. It was like 2-3 days ago that I took out the Pathos to put it in my mother plant, and they're taking off. So I'm gonna do the same with this one, and once they are settled in their new home, I'm gonna go ahead and put them in the mother plant. And the reason I keep doing this with Pathos is because I want a full luscious Pathos. So I'm gonna make the soil for the Pathos, which is 50% cactus, regular soil, perlite, and orchid bark. I mean, it's almost the same. I'm not going to use the pumice this time. So yep, that's what we're gonna do. Not to think about it, I should have washed the pot. Oh man, I'm so bad at this. Look at this cute, like Sally's triangularius. Oh, so beautiful. So this is the problem. When the roots are really grown, you gotta be really careful so you won't break them. And oh, such a beautiful, oh, I love it. These containers, I get them at the thrift store. They're like sometimes 10 cents, 25 cents, especially on Sundays. They're always on sale. My camera got caught off, of course, and I already potted them. So what I was saying previously is that once you put them in the pot, you want to make sure you water them and keep them moist for at least 1 to 2 weeks, depending how fast they settle in their new home and environment. Since they're so used to the water, don't let them go into shock by being in soil, and don't let them dry out until you know they're settled down. And yeah, I mean, sometimes I feel like the Maranta does happen a lot, where if you take a cutting, sometimes some leaves will turn yellow because it's going to turn into a new plant, new growth. So don't panic if your leaves actually turn yellow. Oh, before I forget, people actually just take a cutting, dip it in this take root, like a rooting hormone, and some people have success, but I'm scared to do it. You know, I pay for my plant, so I want to make sure it really does take off. So people do actually recommend this, and I have tried it with some of them. I will show you here in a minute. I tried it with my peperomia, and it did took off. I was so scared, but it did work. So if you want to give this a try and not water propagate them, you can take this after cutting it. Make sure the cut is a little bit moist, dip it in, and you're good to go. I had to take a cutting. Make sure you get some scissors or a knife, and make sure you like sanitize it, clean it real good with some alcohol, let it dry out. And it's just for you to be on the safer side and not, you know, give the plants any disease, or just, you know, just do it. That's it, just do it. When you take a cutting, make sure you do it as close as possible to where the soil is at, so you won't be able to see it and it will push out new growth. So I'm gonna cut it about here. There you go. So you can see here are 3 leaves, but under those 3 leaves there's some nodes. So from here you get new roots. And this one, sometimes you get lucky to get a lot of leaves, but sometimes they do die on you, the ends. I don't know how they're really properly called, but what I like to do is cut it in diagonal. So you say, you know, I don't know. So like that. do it like right here. Toss this out, and then another one right here. Once you're done, you put it in water, of course. It's always better to get a container where you'll be able to hold the leaves so they won't rot on you. Of course, I'm gonna have to add more water, but you get the point. And I'm gonna just go ahead and try to put this one as well, see what happens. Sometimes I get lucky, sometimes I don't, just depending on the plant. So you just want to make sure that the water is always touching the nodes for it to grow roots, and just enjoy watching how nature works. Forgot to mention, but make sure to switch the water every 3 to 4 days, or at least once a week for better results. When you water a plant, make sure you always do the first coat, that's how I say it, and do all around. Let it get through for like a couple minutes, and then you'll go again. And then for this one, since there's no drainage hole, I'm gonna go ahead and use my moisture meter to just make sure that I don't overwater it. Okay, so right here it shows that it's more on the drier side than moist. I wanna get it where it's moist, between moist and wet, since I just potted up. So now it's showing me that it's on the wet side, but because I'm putting it way where the pebbles are. So there you go. It's between moist and wet, so that's perfect. I'm gonna just let it be, get that humidity, because Calepias and Marantas love humidity. Now I'm gonna show you how bottom water this one. So since this water is good to go, and I just check up on it like every 5 to 10 minutes. Once the soil is moist on the top, that's when you know it's just good to go. It's well watered, and yeah. And this one, I like to put it by the sink because it has the drainage hole. I'll go with the first layer. Let it sit for a couple minutes. You should be able to see the water draining. There you go. But since you need to saturate it, because you know you transfer it from water to soil, just do one more time. There you go. So now just let it on the sink so it can just drain properly, and it should be able to just take off. So yeah, there you have it. I hope you got to learn a lot of stuff. If you made it this far, thank you so much. I appreciate your time, and I just hope you really enjoyed this video. I had so much fun doing it. It's going to be a crazy day for me today, and I feel a lot better. I sure do. Oh my gosh, it looks so cute. Maybe I should live in here. It looks so cute. If I said something wrong, or you feel like there's another better way, don't be afraid to correct me in the comments and let people know, you know, if I have a mistake or something. Maybe give us some tips, because we are learning as we go. And I just feel like everybody deserves a plant in their life, and you know, it can be useful. But again, thank you, and I'll see you and catch you in my next video. Bye.